What's going on? Excuse me. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Thriller here, and we are here for the semifinals of the PDA. We are taking on Coach Manny, and this is the first time we're taking on Manny. We did not face off in the regular season ever, so this is gonna be our first time matchup was here. Now you may ask yourself, why is there no team builder? Why is there no quarterfinals? And what the heck is going on with the post comp once again? Oh, excuse me. Well, what happened was I recorded the team builder and went straight into the battle, and we were ready to start the battle. Then my father called, once again, ruining my another recording because he always needs to call me. He can never text me, apparently. Then the during the time I was actually recording just the battle, my computer screened, which I don't know, just like this is like a random, it goes black and then just turns back on to itself type of thing. I don't know why it does that. But then it was just lagging my computer, so I had to try to refresh it. The refresh took forever. Then I had to just basically pull up a new tab, go for that one, and go there, which fixed it. So two failed recordings. One caused by my father, and one caused by my computer slash weird tech issue. So unfortunately, this has to be post comp, which slightly sucks, but it is what it is. But we're like I said, we're taking on Manny, and he brought literally everything expected. He had things like Great Tusk, Galvantula, which I didn't think he was gonna bring. And he also did not bring Diplin plus the Dunsparce, which both of those were very terrifying to me. But he didn't bring any of them. He pretty much just brought his main offense for the most part, which I'm very glad because it made this like matchup look much better on paper. Paper for me, which I think is really good. So looking at what he was going to lead here, I expected there was a potential that he would lead with potentially Ceruledge to get spikes up. He also could lead off with the Tinkaton to get rocks up. I also could see potentially Moth if it wanted to just get a boost strategy off early and stuff. So I go ahead and decided to lead off here with my what's his name? Raging Bolt. And I go ahead, I go for Calm Mind here, and he actually hard swaps out here. As I'm gonna get my Calm Mind up here. Now I'm thinking to myself, okay, is it worth switching here because I can be able to. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Big yawn. So I go for Thunderbolt, expecting to be faster. He's actually faster, and he's offensive Tinkaton. And being offensive Tinkaton, he was also assault vested. So I actually count the damage afterwards, and he was just assault vested with maybe like a tiny bit of HP. So he was assault vested, that's why he still did it quite a bit. Now, Thunderclap, I'm gonna actually make a play here where I predicted him to predict me to click Thunderclap here because I figured he was gonna go for the rocks here, try to get rocks up. But he actually didn't click rocks, funny enough. I'll say that right now. But the reason I didn't click Thunderclap is you're gonna see I didn't click Thunderclap here. Because like I said, I assumed that he was gonna click rocks there. But also Thunderclap, based on the calcs I would have done anyways, it was a roll. So unless I got the roll, I don't think it was gonna matter whether or not I killed this thing or not, because then they would have just gone into Zarude and just gone knock off and would have knocked me out, I'm pretty sure at that point in time. Or they just would have risked chip damage potentially. So that did kind of suck right there. So we do lose our Raging Bolt here. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Raging Bolt might not be up to the hype as a lot of people say. It might need to be with just a Terra to be good. I don't know. I haven't really found it like great success. It had its one moment, but I don't know. Maybe I just gotta keep trying it. Up next, we bring in my Kusa here. I go for the Sword Stance here as they do swap out here. And I wanted to wait to pull my Terrifier here, but I go for this. I go for the Rock Slide here as the Tinkaton comes in here. Oh, no, I went for Stone Edge, my bad. And right here is possibly a misplay I made, but at the end of the day, it was not a misplay that mattered. Um, so I went for Swords Dance again, predicting them to want to do this. We actually revealed to be Rock Slide, which I'm a little surprised they would bring Rock Slide without Okaberry. I feel like Okaberry would be better to bring into this team versus anything else. But we have Samurai now. Excuse me. Samurai in now, and like I said, I knew. it said it in the team builder. I knew that this samurai, if it was brought, it was either gonna be scarf or banded. Those were the two viable sets that came into this matchup if you were to bring samurai. Because samurai technically doesn't have a good matchup into my team, but based off what it can do in terms of like pressuring my team, it has a perfect matchup for that sense. So I feel like Scarf or Bandit was coming, so I definitely wanted to. I took a risk to see if it was Bandit. If it was Bandit, I died. I was looking to see if Bandit had killed with any change of screens, and it did. So there was no point in keeping Kusa around, even though Kusa could have really smoked the rest of this man's team besides the Moth. But after taking some damage, though, the Moth actually can outcome me because I'll find out later the Moth is Specs. So I sack off Kusa here. I go into my Grimsnarl, and I'm going to go ahead and just get my screens up here. And you're going to see he specs because he does over 80% of my health. And I decided to go for the Thunder Wave here, as he actually makes a very, very interesting play here. Now, I don't know if Parting Shot would have been blocked there. It could have been. But if he figured that was Thunder Wave coming up, that was an amazing read on my opponent's part. But I'm going to go ahead and just sack this thing off. And that's where I had my disconnect issues happen. So he actually reveals that he was Brick Break, which is actually a really fire bring. But he goes into Zarude. I'm clicking Yawn here, and I'm going to go ahead and get the double out into my Excadrill. I have to start really playing aggressive here to try to get this win here. So right now we're in a position here. I actually go for I go for the Iron Head here for trying to get a flinch, but we see that he does 58% to the Salamence. Now, I was thinking to myself here, what should I do in this situation? I could either go for another Iron Head, get the KO, or I take a risk. No, I live any one hit unless it's special, then I'm probably gonna risk potentially getting burned. I have to SD here to start breaking. I get my SD off, and he roosted, which was oh my god, made it so I can get back into the game here. I'm gonna go ahead and go for an Iron Head here, get rid of the Salamence, as they actually bring Goldane, which I predicted, which was Balloon based on the team composition. I had to go for Iron Head, hopefully get a flinch and miss a Focus Blast. He actually does not go for Focus Blast, so I don't think he had it if that was the case. I just click Earthquake here again. No reason to not go for that. And now comes in the Zarude. Now, this was an interesting play. He actually told me that he was scouting for X Scissor on my drill. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I actually was debating X Scissor on this set. And the reason why I debated X Scissor on the set was strictly for this dude right here. And I debated it really hard because it was a set that really actually just would have won me the game. Because I think what I should have always done here was always Ironhead, and you're gonna find out if I had just Ironhead, I actually would have done something different here. So I actually decided to switch out here because I cannot kill him with Ironhead unless I get a max roll. He actually Trailblazes, willing to sack off the Zarude here to me, which also made sense why he did that because he knew he probably lived to hit regardless. I go for Body Slam. I get my chip damage. He's now in range of Ironhead, which is really good, but I just didn't realize why he went for Trailblaze the second time, which was actually a genius play because now I can't be fast. So I go into my Jinmei here. I'm actually going to go ahead and click Yawn here as he actually Sword Stance, which I'm very risky that he's going to go. And he actually goes for the Trailblaze here, which I'm very surprised. I actually go ahead and click Earthquake here, which two kills him. And now right here, I should have just Earthquake instead of doing what I just did. Because if I just Earthquake, I throw the Moth, I get a little extra chip damage on the Moth, and then here. Oh, okay. I'm kind of rushing forward here. So I get rid of the Moth, and now it comes down to this. In order for me to win this game, it comes down to that Iron Head. If I flinch the Samurai, I win the game. That's just how it goes. If I flinch Samurai, I win the game. We move to finals. If I don't get the flinch, it's game over. And this is where having X Scissor would have been so good for us right about now. Because X Scissor would have let me get rid of that monkey right away. And then I would have still had Tauros. I still would have had well then again Tauros would have just died. It would have been just sack Thoughter, if anything. Um but you get what I'm saying, like and then I can go back into my Hippo. Hippo then pretty much can live at least one hit, I'm pretty sure. Maybe. If not, then it would have came down to having Drill to get lucky again. But it literally comes down to this. If I get the flinch, we win the game. And survey says we don't get the flinch. And that is going to be GG's to Manny. This honestly was a really fire game. Very little hacks that happened in this matchup. And I do think at the end of the day, I should have packed X Scissor over Iron Defense. I was Iron Defense just because I wanted to be able to take Aqua Jets from the Samurai. But I think looking back at it, that was kind of a stupid bring on my end. I think I really should have just brought either a fighting coverage move. That way I could have hit the um this, and I also could have been able to hit the Zarude. Should have done that. Or brought Shadow Pull to deal with Goldengo, maybe. I don't know. But I overall don't think we played bad. We really brought this back because this was essentially a 5v3, and we brought it down to basically a 1-0 because the Zarude was basically dead. Like, that's how I look at it, in my opinion. But this literally came down to Samurai, man. It only came down to one play on the Samurai, and unfortunately, we lost the 50-50 to the play. And that was my only way out, though. That was my only way out, and that was because there has been some ways where that's been my only way out to win games, and sometimes I got them, and then at this point I didn't get them. I'm just happy that there was no major RNG, no major hacks or anything like that. So this was honestly a clean game, and I had to play to an out. And if I got the out, then you know what, I would have felt a little bad about that because that would definitely have taken away the opportunity for someone. But at the end of the day, ended up being a clean game, and honestly, I'm not really mad. But overall, for my season, I had a pretty fun team. I think some of these mons I'm probably never gonna draft again. Some of them I really want to try again, and some, who knows, maybe you'll see a return with. But with that being said, that is our run for PDA. I don't know if I'll come back next season. Just really want to make sure stuff's ironed out, and plus I want to make sure I'm not super busy with my scheduling and with my life. So with that being said, GG to Manny, good luck in the finals, man. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.